Bonjour, welcome to French-sational Spotlight. I am Catherine Montague, and as a designer, I love meeting fellow creatives to have them share their inspiration and how they apply it into their work. So today, I have the pleasure to be with Rachel Vallozzi of Vallozzi Styling. We are in your beautiful studio in Shadyside. We look forward to hearing more about you.
Yes. Thank you so much for having me.
Oh, it's wonderful. Of course, we've known each other for a while, and I have several questions for you. The first one would be, what inspired you what drew you to becoming a stylist?
I've always loved clothes. As a young person, my favorite part of the school day was getting dressed and being creative, putting my outfits together, and it gave me something to get up in the morning for. So I knew I was going to have some sort of a career in clothes. I opened my first vintage clothing store when I was 21 years old and really enjoyed the process of helping people choose their clothes. And then I started producing fashion shows and putting together looks and performances for the runway. In 2006, I would say, I had a relationship with a local stylist who would shop at my store, and I started inquiring about styling, and it was a very right place at the right time. He was taking a full-time position and needed someone to train to kind of take over his freelance clients. So that is how I started.
That's a wonderful story. It's always fun to see the thread, into your life.
One thing leads to another, leads to another.
So tell us a little bit about your process. What is your experience in creating a wardrobe for clients?
Great questions. Sometimes I come at it from two separate angles. So clients come to me with their own Pinterest boards, things they've been collecting. They're really interested and inspired by this or that, or curious about certain, trending things or whatever. And I use that as my jumping off point. And then some clients come to me with I don't know, I want you to do it. Come on, make me look a certain way, whatever that way is, and you do it. So those are kind of the two angles. I do an intake consultation where ahead of time, I send them a questionnaire that they can fill out. What do you already know about yourself? What your likes and dislikes? How do you want to feel? How do you want to present? How do you want to be perceived? And also, what areas in your life are you struggling with the most? Some people are really great with their professional wardrobe, but don't have as much of a sense of how they want to present on the weekend, date night, going out with friends, that kind of thing. So really trying to figure out what the pain points are, and then asking questions about what they're open to. So I like to design within clients' comfort zone because I want them to feel very authentic to their own, rhythms and what they know about themselves. But also a lot of people are very surprised by what ends up feeling very good to them. So I kind of move within the fringes a little bit of what they tell me they're comfortable with. And then we try some new things, and sometimes those new things end up being their favorites from the collection.
It's interesting because interior design is kind of similar.
Exactly.
And it's the same type of process. And I think clothing, it's so critical because this is the way you show up in the world. And how you feel comfortable.
Yeah.
So how long does it take for the process, from the time you interview the client and to the time they come and pick the clothes?
Process is about a month. Do our intake consultation, and then we schedule a collaborative design week. So I'm researching, sourcing everything that we pre-decided that they want in their collection. And then I use an interactive app that I put options in front of them, and they can heart the things they want me to order. They can comment and say hey Rachel, really love this, not feeling this, that kind of thing. And every day I can refine my options for them. So we chip away at that for a week. And then I leave 2 weeks for everything to arrive, for me to set the studio up like their own mini boutique. And then we have our fitting day. We bring a tailor in at the end of the fitting, so they get pinned up the same day, and then they leave and we process the returns. Tailor works about a 2-week turnaround, and then they'll have all of their clothes.
Do you have a great story of transformation that you could share with us?
I do. So I had this one client, she worked mostly remotely. One of the main offices of her company was in New York City. She's a single mom, taking care of her children, like just not really focusing on herself and her own presentation.
Yes.
She didn't feel like she had the right wardrobe to go there and present in a way that made her feel good and some power that she knows she has.
Yes.
And so that was really the goal, was to build a wardrobe that felt authentic to her, that she could enter any room with and feel comfortable and confident. She sent me a follow-up message that said that the experience was better for her self-confidence than years of therapy, and for body image and just like being able to feel great in the body that she has today. Maybe within the year, she got offered a position to go to Europe for a year.
Wow.
And she took it, which I feel like before redoing her wardrobe and helping to build that confidence, I don't know that she would have taken that opportunity. The way that we feel in our clothes and our presentation can hold us back. And as soon as you kind of like stay open to that process and figuring out how you want to show up, it can really be transformative for life experience, you know?
Yes, that's a beautiful story. I think it's also your posture, minute, you know, something totally different, and people are attracted to it. You know, and it's fun. I'm looking at your clothing here. You have men and women, which is great. Is there a different approach for men than women?
Approach is very similar. Maybe some of the things that come up in our conversations that get us to the point of what we're buying is maybe a little bit different. For example, a lot of times with women, I work in a man's world. So how can I show up so that my work is the thing that is elevated and expressed and at the forefront? Those details aren't really there when working with men. This client that's coming in this week, for example, felt like maybe he could up his game a little bit, and he was somebody that had boards already sort of to show me like this is the style that I want to go for. It was really fun. There was a very specific silhouette. The pants that we were looking at are more of a straight to wide leg. He wanted everything like a little bit baggy, like a little cropped and rolled, with some of these like very specific striped socks. Yes. And then, you know, he liked the profile of these kinds of sneakers. We also needed to do suiting, the suiting cool, so not so like buttoned up and professional. Little pocket squares, you'll see like over here, there's all kinds of other accessories. So I designed very much like head to toe, thinking about like all of the layers of the outfits, jackets, accessories, like what do you need to really like move forward and not have to think about what you're putting together.
That for people who are busy, that it's one thing you don't have to worry about. I mean, you can tell the quality of the material. Yeah. I mean, it's really the textures.
The construction
and also it might be in trend, but it's custom. I mean, it's different. You're not going to find that everywhere. So that's also for the type of clientele that you have, that, you know, I'm sure is really important to
It's true. And a lot of the reasons people come to me is because they can't find their size in store. They can't find what they're looking for in store, the quality like we were talking about, and also a cohesive collection. So, you know, you might go to your favorite boutique or whatever, and you get one sweater, you get like one piece, but when you're building an entire system to like move through your life with, it really takes a lot of sourcing from really all over the world to kind of bring it all together in one place, and then you can see it as this like holistic closet.
As you know, I am French, and I infuse my design with French flair that I call French-sational. So when we speak about French style, what do you think? What comes to your mind?
Definitely think of quality over quantity. So I know it's a very French way of dressing to be intentional about the objects, meaning the clothes that you bring into your life. So if you're going to choose a sweater, good quality, good construction, you're going to wear it the whole season. So each piece in your wardrobe should feel that same elevation. So only the best shoes, only the best jeans, only the best sweater, but maybe you only have a couple of them and you just wear them on repeat. It's very French to me.
Yeah, that's true. Absolutely. Well, thank you, Rachel. It was wonderful. Thank you for sharing your creativity and your process. And French-sational mission is to celebrate and spotlight immense talent that we have in our community, and Freeman is part of that. So thank you for broadening Pittsburgh. And so thank you for watching. Please follow us. We have more interviews coming. Au revoir.